All right, you guys. Happy Monday night. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I know I say it like routinely, it rolls off my tongue, but genuinely, thank you. Thank you guys for making the time to be on live. I know that evenings are hard and you have stuff going on in your lives and it's a holiday season. Also, thank you to those of you that do take the time to watch the replay. Sherry, are you Insta storying us? Good. At a girl. At a girl. Yeah, thank you. I'm excited to see a couple new faces on here. I'm excited to see the regulars on here. I'm sure we'll have people hopping on late. It's funny. I don't really have to think about what I want to say about Kara. Kara's going to be our guest speaker tonight on the team call. Um, I'll condense it. Kara is like a dream come true to me. She has been around, it's got to be 5 years, because she was one of the very, very first, like she and like my husband, to enroll in my organization. So I don't worry about her. I don't worry about, often coaches enroll expecting some little kind of get rich quick miracle to happen in their lives, or they don't realize how much hustle it really takes if you want to start a business to make income. And so what happens with that kind of mentality, which is kind of a classic mentality, is that after 3 to 6 months, they'll decide this isn't for them. And also, there's just seasons of the business. If you've been around for a long time, there's seasons of flourishing, there's seasons of drought, and Kara is someone that weathers all seasons. And she weathers them with so much dignity and grace and classiness. And I don't have to worry that she's gonna decide this isn't for her. When I think of her, I think consistent, I think hardworking. She is our team's lifetime highest ranking coach. She is our team's most consecutive Success Club point earner and highest Success Club point earner. If you follow the weekly stats that I've been throwing out there between Thursday and Sunday every single week without fail for years, she is always a top volume earner. She's, as coaches hit diamond rank or approach diamond rank, sometimes they want to start their own team page, which can be a good idea, and it can also be not a good idea. It depends on their organization, but I usually get invited into those coaches' team pages. Kara's team is called Team Transformation Nation, and I've been able to be a fly on the wall in there for years. And I have seen her do something that other leaders in her shoes have not done. And that is no matter what, she shows up, she gives, she recognizes, she continues to do her vital behaviors. Hello, that's why she's still successful, because she sticks to the basics. But I've seen her I hope it's okay that I share this, but I'm just going to assume it is. I've seen her weather like the droughts in her team. I've had droughts in my team. We all will. And where she's like showing up to her team and they're not showing up back for her. I've seen this over the years with her because I'm in the page, and so the natural like impulse of a leader is to take that personally or to just withdraw themselves. She doesn't. She keeps showing up. She keeps recognizing. She keeps leading, even if it appears like no one's listening. And I'm so proud of her. I'm so proud of her, of having her as a like vital part, a backbone piece to this team. She continues to give to Team Play Hard, to all of us. She doesn't need to. She could just be like, peace out, Ellen. I got my own team. I'm going to run my own show. But she doesn't, and she reaches up to further uplines like Holly that did the coffee talk with me this Friday. She continues to give back. She did Holly Hireman's team call a few weeks ago. She leads without any ego. And she leads really smart. She's involved with BNI. She invests into her business. some leaders are afraid to spend money knowing you have to make money. She goes to all the live events. She does it all. She does all. She left. She's like, bye, Ellen is talking too long. She's like, this intro is taking forever. I'm going to go take a nap. No, I will finish with just saying that I know the business has been hard for her, as it has been for me, as it is for everyone who sticks it out. And I love that she has a relationship with me, that she will confide in me and allow me to know when the going is rough, but never in a way that is an energy drain to me. She's only someone that pours energy back and leads with absolute and utter positivity and consistency and integrity. And I could go on, but I won't. I don't even remember what she's talking about tonight. She typed it in the comment. So I'm just going to turn it over to her for the rest of the time. I hope you have a pen. Kara, you are on.
Thanks. I was like, I want to meet this lady because sometimes I don't feel like that. But, we keep it real. I had to kick out the dog because the boys decided to play Nerf war gun fighting and freak the dog out. So here she came in to be part of our team and see Rosie, I guess. So anyway, so Kim was on the call that I did with Hall. So this will be a little bit of a review, but I've tweaked it a little bit since some things have changed since then. But I did want to welcome and say hi. Now she's gone, to Stephanie, my coach, who moved from San Jose, California. She's from Oregonian, moved to San Jose, and then just recently moved back. So this is her first team call. So I'm just excited to see her. So thank you. And thank you for that introduction, Ellen. That was really sweet. I was getting goosebumps because sometimes when you hear from somebody else, it feels good, because sometimes we don't always lift ourselves up as much as we should. And I was going to, I'll send out some kudos to Leona, who's probably going to catch the replay, but she's my success partner. And when I was thinking about what I wanted to talk about, I really wanted to keep it real. And I told my son before I got on the call, I was like, this is an important call. It's fine if you interrupt me. This is a try to be quiet call, so you're going to hear the background noise, but I'm not in charge right now. But I said to him, okay, you need to tone it down a little bit. And then I thought, I hate it when people tell me that. I really do. I don't even like to say the word hate, but I don't want to tone it down. In fact, so some of you know that I work part-time at an elementary school, which is actually my son's school. And I stay outside and I greet the kids as they come in from the bus. And, they're like half asleep. And I was telling one of the other moms that works there too, I said, I just want to dance in the morning and be kind of a spaz, but I would get fired, right? Because I'm breaking the rules and I think it'd be super fun. And then I thought, this is why I still have my own business, because I don't want to fit into that mold of, good morning, don't run, slow down. I just want to be like, let's just turn on the music and dance to class. I don't know, maybe if I get the right principal or something, but for now I'll just stay in the little box. But I'm looking at my notes because I want to make sure I stay on my topic. So we talk about the word avatar a lot, but I just like to say finding your tribe, whether that is in your business or in your life, because pretty much everybody that's in our life is part of our business in a way, but you'll find that as time goes on, that will be an ebb and flow, and some people will come into your life for a while and then go away, and then sometimes they're just kind of always there. But then you always know, if you listen to your gut and you really listen to your instinct, you'll know, if there's, when you go to a job and you just are you have that feeling in the pit of your stomach, or you have that dread when you go to a job or you do something you're uncomfortable with. It's the same with the people in your life, whether it's family or friendships. When it's either time to cut the cord or sever the ties, or just kind of back off a little bit. And I feel like sometimes we maybe invest in people too much, either on our team or our clients, whereas it's not being reciprocated and we're starting to feel drained. And then that takes the fun out of coaching. And then we have to say, why are we doing this anyway? And so we have to just make sure that we're surrounding ourselves with people that do uplift us and give us energy. And then if we don't find that, then maybe we need to find that elsewhere, or we usually have a couple go-to peoples in our life, and then maybe you'll realize, I haven't spent a lot of time with that person in a while, and then you'll get rejuvenated, and then you're kind of, ready to go. again, because I think if you're not doing that just in your regular life, then it's going to bleed into your coaching life too, because you're going to be burnt out and drained. So you just have to like keep feeding your mind and talk about things other than coaching and just life. Otherwise, it becomes too overwhelming. So before we start, for those of you who do have a pen and paper, I want you to write down 3 positive words or adjectives that describe you best. 3 of them that come to mind. So don't overthink it, just write it down. And then whoever wants to share a couple of them. So when you're ready, share, you can type it in, or, oh, hi, Leona, she's there. Type it in or unmute if you want, because I want to hear what some of you have to say. Okay, caring, empathetic, dedicated, driven. That's Jennifer. Hi, Jennifer. I haven't met you yet. Nice to see you. Kim, I missed yours. Hold on. I gotta go to the chat. Oh, listener, nurturing. I love these. Oh, sarcastic. Yes. Thank you, Jake, for putting that in there. I almost put that in mine and I thought, is that positive? And I'm like, oh yeah, depends on who you're talking to. Cool. Okay, so I wrote mine were stubborn and persistent, because I consider that to be positive. Consistent, and then also friendly, or nice and friendly. But when you look at yours, and then you look at the people that you're either prospecting to be somebody to come on your team, or someone to be part of your world, as far as maybe in regards to coaching as your client, or just people in general in your life, do they have some of the same qualities about them? So something to think about. See, now, so Jennifer, is Ellen your coach? See, look at that. You're the same ones. See, I didn't plan that. Not yet. Sorry, I love that. Okay. All right. So anyway.
I'm still working on her. I'm trying to break her down.
Oh my God. That's funny. That's really funny. It's right. I just assumed everyone's a coach. No wonder I haven't met you or know your name. Okay. So I was thinking about this. I was originally thinking about pushing this call out, because on Friday, my grandma, some of you might have seen this, so my grandma passed away, and she'd been sick. So it wasn't, she's 95, but still, it's, still hard news to get. And I was thinking about some of the stories that I've been sharing about her, because you forget, when people have been part of your lives for your entire life, like the kind of memories that you've created with them over time, and what they really mean to you, and how you kind of taken some things for granted about what things I might have learned from her, or just the little things that you remember as a kid. And she always, she wasn't ever a really good conversationalist, and it was always just nice to be around her, but she would always say the same thing to me as soon as I became an adult, whether I was like 19, 25, 30 or whatever. She would always say, oh, Kara, are you working? Because she's old fashioned. She never worked outside the home. And I'm like, yeah, Grandma, would there be a reason why I'm not working? I would always say, yes, I'm still doing this and this and this and this. And it's funny, because when people will say, I put this in a post not too long ago with, because my dad will do this to me, because he doesn't really understand what I do. He'll call and be like, are you working today? Well, yeah, Dad, kind of. If I'm not at the school, I'm with my son, or I'm working on my coaching business. But yeah, the answer is usually always yes. But I guess even when I don't feel like showing up, there's still going to be things that I do. I mean, I log onto my account every single day. I'm looking at people that are coming in as new clients, or I'm reaching out to new clients. And sometimes it might be one person a day. I mean, I'm not going to, I'm not sugarcoating anything. There'll be days that it just won't happen. And so I know there's times where I'm going to just have to pick that up when I have a big chunk of time and a big chunk of focus time. I would rather have a big chunk of focus time where I'm doing the right things and doing it well, than just pockets of time where I'm not thinking about it too much and not crafting a good message, or thinking it out. I think It is important to do something every day, but sometimes it's not realistic. So just keep that in mind. So what I was going to say was, so it's been over 5 years since I've been a coach. And when I started, I came from corporate America, quit my job, had my son who's almost 8, and I didn't want to go back to work. So actually that's where I met Stephanie, was at Selco, a local credit union. And they offered me 38 hours as part-time. And I said, yeah, it's not part-time. So I've always been really focused. I don't have to be micromanaged. I know what I'm capable of. So when Ellen approached me about the business, at that point, I just started teaching Zumba, but I knew that I had a sole proprietorship mentality, even though I didn't really even know what I was getting into. And I think sometimes we think it's hard to find those people, but if we're on this call and we're coaches, there's the people are out there. It's just like an ingrained sense of ownership of who we are. And so it's funny because I don't know why I can't get over this, but I was always afraid to call myself a stay-at-home mom. Well, first of all, I felt like I was never home to qualify under that, but I was always, I kept my foot in the door for like teaching fitness and something else that didn't require mommy to be on the title, because I'd seen so many people over time, kind of a little bit of my mom, that had kind of lost themselves in motherhood and being a wife, even though I don't think that there was anything wrong with that, because my parents are awesome, but my personality is very different. So I was worried that I was like going to lose myself. And that, you know, how you'll meet people and they'll say, oh, you know, I did that before I had kids, or, oh yeah, one time when I was 20 or something. So I was always kind of like worried that I was going to do that. So when I started the business, Jackson was 2.5. So I was working, we had, dial up modem. Okay. I even remember telling Kelly and Ellen, I kind of have my reservations about doing this, because I'm like, I didn't have my own computer, and I was like in Corey's office, like, I got to do some work, as Jackson just got to sleep, you know? So I was just doing little bits and pieces of that. But at that time, I was looking for people like me, stay-at-home moms who had that ingrained, like, I want to contribute to the household. I still want to be present for my kids, our kid. I don't want to lose myself. I want a higher purpose. I want a community. And that is actually some of the people on my team. But now, over the years, I don't think I've revisited like my tribe until fairly recently. And so this is my shout out to Leona, because she's like, okay, I think this was one of the cups that we did, or one of the competitions, and Betty was in there, and it was who is your perfect coach? So have you ever sat down and said, who is your perfect coach? So I made a list for Leona and then sent it to her, and she's like, oh, that's really nice. So who really is your perfect coach? Like, she didn't say it like that. So she said, okay, in a nice like nutshell, she said, okay, that's your surfacey answer. So, and I still have yet to send her, I haven't forgot about my assignment, is to go like one level deeper, you know, because strong, independent women, which is a theme that she reminds me of, and Betty that has a mindset of, you know, going to work from 8 to 5, and, you know, just that mentality. So what I was finding was, if I'm finding somebody that's kind of like my old self, or the coach that started, I was very in a very different place. That might not be, I may not relate to that person as much as I might relate to somebody now. So I need right now, I just need some, okay, let me back up. When I joined, I got Turbo Fire, and Ellen was my fitness teacher forever. So I think she knows, I don't need like the, you know, hand holding, did you do your workout? It's just, I'm just going to do it no matter what. I don't have to be in a group. I'm in a group right now, and I'm like the only person posting, and I'm just still posting, and I'm like, hello out there. I'm just going to do it. I know it's that Titanic part. Is anybody out there? I feel, and I just keep posting. But those are the kind of people that I need. They're going to do it. I don't have to, like, I don't feel like I want to drag anybody along. I want them to do it because they want to do it, that their mindset is right. And if they could be like on a level 1 to 10, they could be maybe about a 5, and they just need a little bit of push. And once they start to feel better, and they have the endorphins, then they're just ready to go. And I'm working side by side with them, as opposed to like this, where like this is me and this is them, and I'm like, come on, come on, come on. And then I have like this visual of like, I know this coach is like has so much potential, and they're like over here, and then I'm like, oh, okay, 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 cool, cool, cool. And then life, kids, family, whatever. And then so I'm exhausting myself by doing this. So what I need to find is like somebody in the happy medium that needs to like understand the potential of Beachbody, and then just go side by side. Whereas whether we're partners, whether feeling like I'm the one pushing them, when I just want them to be like, I get it. Okay, I've got my basics and now I can run. Yes, and Leona's theme that I always have to remind myself is work with the willing. So that I basically, that we're not exhausting ourselves. And that actually goes with the clients too, not just, if you don't have a team, of course, then that goes with people that you're looking to join maybe your challenge group or work with you side by side. Let's see, let me look at my notes. Funny, I write all these notes out, and I like write section 1, 2, and 3, and then I hardly ever follow them. Oh, so I have a coach on my team. Her name is Caitlin. Some of you might know her, seen her name. So she has a medical condition, and I don't know the specifics of it. It has to do with her heart. She's had several surgeries. I don't even think she's 30 years old yet. And I asked her when I was doing a Holly's Call if I could talk about her a little bit, because, and I don't even know if she listened to Holly's Call, but she's a perfect example of someone who isn't working at the potential as far as finding people that fit her tribe, because she can't do certain exercises. Like the most that she could do on BOD would probably be, BOD being Beachbody On Demand, would probably be yoga. And she may only be able to do 10 minutes of it because she's going to get so winded. But she has a life that's very different than most people. Like she told me one day in a message that she gets really tired just brushing her hair. So for her, she still does, she can't actually do Shakeology because she's allergic to chia seeds, but she loves recovery, and her husband orders the Shakeology. So she makes all of that piece of the puzzle work. But I don't know if she wants people to know, but I remember talking to Ellen about this and talking to Caitlin, was that is a very unique and special dialed in tribe that I don't think that she's reached, and there's that potential there. And I also have a coach on my team who is a recovering anorexic and eating disorders, and knows so much about that world and still struggles with that. And I don't think that she's even leveraged like even part of that tribe of people. And some of it is, comfort level, and, if and when they're ready, they can talk about it. But there's those things that we each have that, we can all say, oh, yeah, I'm a stay-at-home mom, or I'm a teacher, or, fitness instructor, whatever, however it fits into your life. But what's like a couple layers down that is, makes you as unique as you are. And everyone always says this. We hear it on the national wake-up calls and training calls, is talk to people on social media or talk to people in real life. Basically, like you're talking to yourself in a way. But one of the tips that I have for that when you're posting on social media is we type and we write differently than we speak, because we speak with more emotion than we write. So I suggest either, depending on how you want to do it, but I just use the voice response and send myself an email, and like I just talk the post out, and then it has more emotion and more engagement with what I'm thinking than if I was typing it, because when I type it, I tend to be more formal. So when I talk it, it feels more and sounds more like me. And then I just, the other cool thing about that is you can copy and paste it, and then, of course, proofread it and then post it, and you're already saving time. You can also, excuse me, if you're going to be leaving people voice messages on Facebook Messenger, you can, I think most of you might know this. If you don't, if you go into your, oh goodness, well, I have an iPhone, if you go into your extras, this was not on my notes, but I want to make sure you know about it because it's a really cool tool. If you go into your extras, you have a little button that says voice memos, and you can record yourself. Because if you ever want to hear yourself, like what you sound like when you're messaging somebody, just record yourself, and then you can play it back. Because sometimes I think we don't have. You might need to just add a little bit more emotion to your message or something. Okay, so well, back to my notes here. The key point is you have to take the time to talk and share, because there's no way you're going to be able to expect to find your people or your tribe. You just have to, of course, we say this all the time, is to be vulnerable. So I wanted to switch gears a little bit and talk about 2018, because hopefully you've thought about what you want to do with your business in 2018. I have kind of just written some notes kind of on my vision board, and then just kind of as I'm thinking about it, I do a lot of my thinking on the treadmill or when it's above 30 degrees outside on a walk. I want to be able to find my voice, and that is really it's emotional for me because I'm also a performer, but I haven't performed in a long time, and I've had a lot of vocal problems, which some are related to fitness, some are not. But I don't give myself permission to necessarily pay for the voice lessons or stay up with the training like I would like to. But part of that is finding my own voice in my coaching, but in my marriage, in my career as a coach, to be able to feel more confident doing live videos, doing YouTubes. So that is it actually gives me goosebumps because it so encompasses all parts of my life. So finding my voice, I'm going to be teaching a new cycle class. I haven't done that in a while. My own, not even subbing, like finding my voice, but also protecting my voice. I'm finding my voice when something bothers me and it kind of just sits on my stomach and I know I need to talk about it, and not getting interrupted and asking for, time to just talk and get it off my chest. So that's like my big mission. And then finding my voice on how to share more authentically and not be afraid of what people think about the business and the company. And, to me, it's a really short mission, but it encompasses a lot. So I encourage you to find one. I really think that when we talked about this several weeks ago, when Jake was the speaker and he had us do our mantras, which is on my vision board, my little pink sticky that says, I will find my tribe. I know that they are out there and I won't give up. And I should say it 2 more times, but for times I'll say it. And then when I'm walking, I'll start walking faster and I'm like, I will find my tribe. I know they're out there, like turning up the music. Of course, I have to be careful because everyone else is sleeping. I'm surprised my neighbors aren't like, what do you do in the garage in the morning? Like, none of your business. Anyway, just so on 2018, I liked this thought is we are future focused driven coaches. So as Ellen kind of briefly talked about, there's a lot of stuff that's happened that we actually have nothing, we can't do anything about it except learn, grow, move on. So if we're looking forward of maybe, like it's good, when a marriage or relationship, when I was married once and didn't work out. And so then when I finally met my husband, I was like, great, now I know what I don't want. I don't want stepchildren. I have children, don't want stepchildren. I knew that. So it's like somebody's like, hey, you want to go on a date? I'm like, you have any kids? Okay. No, I'm busy. Thanks. Anyway, it's like I knew that I just didn't even want to. I'd already been there. I didn't want that. So I knew what I didn't want. So I know what I don't want to do in 2018 is I want to find my own voice, work with the willing, find my tribe, find the fun, and find the reason why I started doing this in the first place. So that's my message to you, is for you to do the same and just keep plugging away. So that's what I got. That's what I got.
Dude, she's so perfect that she like literally ended at 7 o'clock on the dot.
Yeah. It's like,
Like,
it didn't.
make sure you guys, it's supposed to be a half-hour team call, which actually leads me to say a couple of things, and then I want to close unless you want to open it up to a few questions. Kara, do you want to open it up to a few questions?
Yeah, that's fine. I have time.
Okay.
Thank you.
I did want to say about her being so punctual is that we have had slightly lower team call attendance in the last like 4 months, I would say. And I'm trying to assess that and analyze that and bring you guys new speakers. So you're not always hearing from me. But I do think that it's possible that one of the reasons that we've had a little bit of attrition is because we love each other so much and we're so social that that they're just long. And I remember, Kara, do you remember when I read TED Talks and he's like, the most powerful speeches are 18 minutes long? And I really tried to make a concerted effort to shorten my team calls, my content, because I tend to be too long-winded. Kara was perfect tonight. She was perfect. Jake was perfect. I'm not so perfect. So I want you guys to know I'm going to try to be better like that, and then just get us off. Questions, a little bit of questions, like taking 2 or 3 questions quickly, good. But I do think that will help get us some, because we're a party. We're so much fun. Let's bring back the enthusiasm to our team calls. So I also wanted to say in the chat, Jake scolded you, Kara. Well, I don't think he really scolded, but he did say you need to say in the present tense. He said, I will find my tribe. I will find my tribe. And he said, I am finding my tribe. Okay, all I wanted to say in sort of my thoughts, and I can't say any of that better than Kara did, but I remember signing up for some free thing I found on a Facebook advertisement about how to be a network marketer or something a couple of years ago, and they were saying, and it stuck me. We weren't calling it an avatar at the time, but like when you throw this, and I'm a people pleaser, so it's easy for me to want to try to please everyone, to try to craft a post in a way that I think will appeal to everyone. And that, he spoke to the total irony of that, and that when you try to like please everyone, you really like please no one. Nobody like falls in love with you because you're just trying to be bland. You're just trying to be tofu and blend into whatever flavors are around you at the time. And that to just really just figure out and know and be confident in who you really are, and find people that are just like you, because they will love you and you will love them. And that's really what the heart of her message was about. But listen, I want to just say one more thing. You have to have a solution that Beachbody met, or be working on a solution that Beachbody fulfilled in you, at least one solution. Because if that's the sweet spot, like I'm going to take Melanie, for example. She's a diabetic. So hi, Leona's husband. I guess that was your husband, unless it was just some like strange dude in your house that just jumped in front of your camera. So Melanie has found a solution that helps her with her blood sugars because of her very specific niche, being a diabetic, so that she has like this solution for people like her. And that's where we can really find success, rather than if she didn't have a personal solution with our products and she was trying to market to everyone. So Kara said it all better, but that was my kind of cap. So anyone want to have any questions for our guest speaker tonight, or great comments?
Okay, I want to say something. What I really appreciate is that I can tell that Kara appreciates me as a success partner. And I want to thank you for listening to me and the messages that we share, and that I can tell that they're hitting home, and I like that. That for us to be partners is so accidental, and it's been really good for us. So thank you, Kara.
Yes, thank you. I agree. And she has impeccable timing too. It's like, how did you know that I needed to hear that right now? It's kind of like the big sister. You're like, yeah, you're right. Okay, fine, you're right. So it's good. Yes, thank you, Leon. I appreciate that.
So I'd say one more thing. So like, if you guys don't have a success partner, I used to always think I didn't need one because I was so self-motivated and driven. But to find somebody who gets you, it just makes a really, really big difference. Somebody you can talk to about anything. They get you. Same person, same type of place in the business you are, because Kara and I are not the same people whatsoever. Very, very different. It's very accidental, and it's very surprising it even works. So be really open to a success partner and whoever that might be, and just try them out, because you never know how it's going to work for you.
Leona, what I loved about Kara's like vignette about you was how you called her out and asked her for more. You asked her to go deeper. And so that's the goal, you guys, is finding someone that's asking you to be better, do hard things.
Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate it. And for all of you being here, because I know it is a crazy time. It's always
I
crazy.
have a question before you go. If you
Oh,
don't
yeah.
mind. This might be a question for other people too, but Kara, you're really good about posting every day. I mean, you post social media in the morning, in the evening, in the afternoon, and and I know Ellen does too. You guys are all very disciplined about that. So do you pre-plan? Because some of those I obviously are the ones where you tag with the time, and I've done it myself. 5 a.m. Obviously you can't fake that because it doesn't let you fake it. It's what it is. But do you like take some of your photos ahead of time and then just plan on, I'm going to post that one on Monday, this one on Tuesday, this one on Wednesday? Do you ever do that? Because I've thought about that, because I sometimes have limited time. Is that less genuine if we do it that way? Is that okay?
No, it's a good question. I do that on my coaching page, but you might be proud of me because I actually posted on my coaching page that I'm taking the week off because of all my family obligations, and I don't get a lot of engagement on my coaching page. So I'm kind of debating what to do with that, but I do have the flexibility in my job. I do post in the moment. I mean, those 5 a.m. ones are me at 5 a.m. So I'm in the moment. The pictures, you would really want to see my 5 a.m. pictures. So those are definitely taken before. But my concern about doing that is that I don't always feel a certain way. I go off with how I'm feeling to be based off what I'm posting. And so I don't feel genuine if I'm posting ahead of time. Like if you see me, I'll give you a little hint about me. If you see me post a quote, it means that I'm not doing that well, or I'm not having a very good day. So, I mean, I need to see the quote, the positive quote, as much as somebody else. And that's what I post, because that's what I need. And then I just kind of send that out and let the universe go, okay, cool. If you need it, somebody else needs it. And then I kind of craft how I want to post my evening post, because I think the evening gets the most engagement. So that's what I find on my social media anyway.
I want to answer that question too. That's an awesome question. I do both for a couple different reasons, but I definitely think, like Kara said, to be very authentic and organic, I do things. I do like posting in the moment. However, I also, there are days that for whatever reason, I have a lot of like there's a lot of great photo ops, a lot of great stories happening that I can photo grab. And so sometimes if it's like a great, like if I've done a lot of posting, let's say, and I have a great Flex Friday post, I'll just save it in my drafts in Instagram or whatever, or in my camera roll, and I'll just wait till the next Friday. And you guys would think I'm such a nerd if you could see my actual calendar, because I kind of keep track of like what I need to be posting, like in terms of motivation, a picture at the gym, a picture of my home workout, a picture that's coach related, a picture that's food related, a picture that's animal related, a picture that's just funny shit. I like to post funny shit. And I like to have sort of a rhythm to all of that. But sometimes in my natural organic, like as things are coming up, it's like too much of the same thing. Like, I don't want to post 6 selfies in a row. I don't even really want to do 2 selfies in a row. So then I'll go back to stuff I've already saved that can be more generic, that can be more anytime. So like the funny stuff that I find, like those, I've got like 50 of them right now in a folder in my phone of like the funny shit. So it's just there. I just will, when it's time for me like to post one of those, I'll just go grab one. And also I have found, I've definitely found that for my audience on Facebook, for me to have awesome engagement, I don't need to post this is not the same for each of us. I don't need to post 3 to 5 times a day on Facebook. Like 1 or 2 is fine for me for who's engaging with me. I almost get more if I do 1 to 2 great posts. But on Instagram, I really do need like 4 to 5 a day to be like growing, and you know, it's a different entity. So I do more draft because I have more quantity going out on Instagram. I do more draft, auto save, wait, post it when I need to, if that helps. Facebook is a little bit more organic.
Yeah. Well, I was just going to tag on that really quick, Betty, to let everyone know. I do a file. I notice which ones that I get the most likes and comments on, and I save it, and I just call it Facebook repeats. Because there's some Sunday nights where I want to say the same thing, and I know I've already said it a lot. You know, how was your weekend? Do you feel like crap or whatever? You know, in a nice way. And so I'll pull it up and then just tweak it to how I'm feeling, but I'm not recreating the wheel. I'm just using the same post and then just filling in the gaps of holidays but it's more than that. I get the most engagement on personal, family, vulnerable posts. Nothing to do with coaching. It's always that. My biggest one was when I posted about leaving a toxic relationship, and that was just blew up. I didn't expect that. And we always have new followers. So I always encourage you, if you have something like that, to post, you know, at least maybe 4 times a year, because some people aren't going to know that about you.
Awesome question. Great add-on content. I say we wrap, guys. Cool? All right. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I will have the recording up for you to send to your teams later tonight. Good night and thank you. Thank you, Kara. It was awesome.